In this video, we are going to talk about top 10 fact about Resident Evil Village. So before starting this video, please like this video, and subscribe to our channel for the future updates. On the surface, Resident Evil Village bears little resemblance to a Resident Evil game. Instead of the usual zombies, Ethan Winters is pitted against werewolves and vampires. However, as you progress through the game, you'll notice additional connections to the rest of the Resident Evil universe. With that in mind, there are a few items of lore you should be aware of before entering Resident Evil Village. Aside from the story, Resident Evil Village is a fantastic and terrifying survival horror game. Village boosts the stakes with more moving elements in its surroundings, whereas Biohazard felt personal in its backwoods swampy setting. Here's a list of the top 10 fact about Resident Evil Village. Let's start. Number 10. Ethan Winters takes a real beating in Resident Evil 7. Ethan Winters goes through hell in Resident Evil 7 on his quest to save Mia. He loses his hand early in the journey but is able to reclaim it with no difficulty. He can also lose his entire foot and yet be able to repair it with the use of a healing item. What gives him the ability to accomplish this? Is this simply the state of technology in the Resident Evil universe, or is there anything more going on? Number 9. The Bakers. For the majority of Resident Evil 7, the Baker family serves as the principal villains. Except for Lucas, who Chris takes care of in a DLC, Ethan takes out all of them. The family is shown to be just innocent humans infected by the mold, and controlled by Evelyn by the end of the 7th game. Evelyn was ultimately drawn to this family because she wanted to be a part of it. Number 8. Oswell Spencer is the founder of Umbrella. Oswell Spencer appears in only a few scenes throughout the series. In Resident Evil 5, he does appear in a flashback, only to be slain by Albert Wesker. He is, however, a name that all Resident Evil fans should be familiar with. He started Umbrella, the business that would go on to develop the T-virus. With this in mind, he is to blame for the majority of the series' problems. Because of Umbrella's research, he continues to have an impact even after death. Number 7. Evelyn. Resident Evil 7's major adversary is Evelyn. The Bakers were taken over by the biological weapon, and Ethan was brought to the Baker mansion. She was created in a lab as a weapon, but this isn't the first time the series has used horrific aspects like tiny girls. She was also built to resemble a small child in order to better penetrate battlegrounds. She possessed the capacity to mind manipulate her foes. A hurricane strikes a ship destined for South America, setting in motion the events of Resident Evil 7. Number 6. The mold is the new T-virus. Viruses are featured in earlier Resident Evil titles, with the T-virus in particular being blamed for the zombie epidemic in Raccoon City. Since Resident Evil 7, a strange substance known as the mold has been the catalyst for all of these calamities. It's how Evelyn manipulates and infects individuals. Its beginnings, on the other hand, remain a complete mystery. What is the origin of it, and what are its capabilities? Number 5. The BSAA. The Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance, BSAA, is an organization that assesses the threat of bioterrorism. They were formed following the Raccoon City tragedy and the death of Umbrella. The group grew in importance as bioterrorism became increasingly widespread around the world. The BSAA makes every effort to thwart and suppress these attacks, as well as the black market trafficking in bioweapons. Chris Redfield, who has been a part of them since Resident Evil 5, now works for them in Resident Evil 7. When Jill Valentine was almost slain by Wesker, she was also working for them. Number 4. The Connections. Evelyn is the victim of the Connections, a criminal organization. They work on biological weapons research, but only on a black market basis. They intend to produce and sell weapons. They are now even more deadly than Umbrella as a result of this. Even though Umbrella was wicked, everything that happened in Raccoon City was by chance. Because the Connections live on chaos and biological weapon strikes, they are not only malevolent, but also chaotic. Number 3. Umbrella Corporation. Until Resident Evil Code Veronica, the Umbrella Company was the series' main nemesis. After that, their importance in the franchise faded, although it's still interesting to know that they invented the T-virus. In any environment, any Resident Evil fan would immediately identify the emblem. Even though the corporation isn't crucial to Resident Evil Village, you should be familiar with their branding. It could be useful. Number 2. Mia Winters. Ethan Winters travels to a mystery home in search of his missing wife in Resident Evil 7. Mia Winters appears to be an innocent bystander caught in the crossfire between the Bakers and the Mold at first, but she has a hand in all of this. Mia worked for the Connections, which was responsible for Evelyn's creation. Despite her work on Evelyn, Mia is frequently presented as a childlike character. Should someone like Evelyn, who designed a weapon, be regarded so innocent? Number 1. Chris Redfield. Chris Redfield has made the most appearances in the franchise. In the first game, he is one of 2 playable characters. He then appears as a selectable character in Code Veronica before starring in Resident Evil 5. He's also one of the main characters in Resident Evil 6. On a mission from Blue Umbrella, a firm established from the wreckage of Umbrella, he saves Ethan Winters' life at the end of Resident Evil 7. However, he is hesitant to collaborate with them, and by the start of Resident Evil 7, he appears to be working independently of the BSAA. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoy this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.